Hey, welcome to another cocktail kitchen. Today, we're going to be preparing a classic wherein I think everyone, if you have a fairly decent home bar, should already have the ingredients that are needed for this. It's called a sidecar, and what you need for it today are brandy or cognac, cointreau or triple sec or Grand Marnier or Curacao, your preferred orange liqueur, essentially, fresh lemon juice, some sugar syrup, which you can always make at home, and I'm going to use zest of orange for the garnish. You could use a lemon twist if you don't have the orange at home. Before I dive into the very simple drink that this is, what I'd like to do is I'd like to give you a heads up about some of the drinks I'm going to be making in the next couple weeks, so maybe you have a little bit of prep time to get some of these harder to find ingredients in-house. Now, for a basic bar, what you want to think is the Long Island iced tea. Long Island iced tea is a disgusting yet weirdly delicious drink, I don't judge, that involves almost every of the basic boozes within the bartender's well. You've got your vodka, your gin, your rum, your tequila, and your triple sec or cointreau. On top of that, for your basic bar, you probably want to have a whiskey of some description. For cocktails, I tend to use a bourbon. I also love Laird's Applejack, which is an apple brandy and not quite a whiskey, but they are oftentimes treated the same. Anyway, some things that I'd like you to try to fetch over the next couple of weeks, if you can, for specific cocktails. Mandarin Napoleon, if you can find it. Saint Germain, this is an elderflower liqueur. Other elderflower liqueurs are available. Orgeat syrup, O-R-G-E-A-T. It's an almond syrup, essentially. Pisco, the Peruvian grape brandy, Pisco. A creme de violet, that is a violet liqueur. This is also, by the way, a good bar staple. A citrus vodka is always good to have in the house. Benedictine, get some of this. I know it looks like just for grandmas and grandpas, but it's good in some classic cocktails. A apricot brandy, also good to have in house. A maraschino liqueur, which is on order for me, like the cherry. Maraschino liqueur, maraschino cherry. It has that special sort of distinctive cherry taste to it. What else? I wrote this down. A Lillet Blanc. Lillet is related to vermouth family. It's like a distilled wine spirit. So Lillet Blanc. Speaking of vermouth, get yourself a good vermouth that you like. A red vermouth, a sweet red vermouth. And I said Campari already. Oh, and get yourself some orange flower water. Orange flower water. Now, I get all my stuff from the Whiskey Exchange here in the UK, but you can use your local liquor store. A lot of them are delivering during lockdown and stuff like that. So that's a whole bunch of different ingredients. Anyway, let's make the one we're gonna make today. We're making the sidecar because it's kind of cold and miserable here in the UK, despite the fact that it is the middle of June. What a trip. I'm using a Spanish brandy, which is sort of controversial because France claims ownership of the sidecar. London also says that they invented it in the 1920s, but Paris and London are always going to be fighting about different things. Now, I'm using 3 full shots of brandy, but that's because I'm making 2 of these. So per drink, you'll want 1.5 shots of your brandy in there per drink. The rest of it is all going to be the same measurement. It's all going to be 3/4 of a shot. So 3/4 of a shot of your Cointreau or triple sec, whatever you're using, which for me is 1.5 really, because I'm making 2 of these. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, and let's do 1.5 of your fresh lemon juice. That's 1.5 in there. I've got ice in the shaker already, of course, because my wife is filming this and her arms are getting stronger every time with every filming session. Wouldn't you say, Carrie?
Mm-hmm.
You love it.
You need to buy a tripod, please.
I know. I so very badly need a tripod. Now here is a rim that I have done earlier. That's going to be Carrie's lovely one here. But I thought I'd do at least one of these on cam. Most of these recipes for a sidecar just say to do half of the rim. So that's all I'm doing. You just have half of this rim with just plain sugar, granulated sugar. Now look at that. This is named a sidecar after the actual motorcycle attachment. from the 1920s. Let's give this a delightful shake. Don't forget to get all your anger out in your shaking. The puzzle we worked on completing for months was missing 6 pieces. 6! I will never know what Harlem in the era of 1930s jazz looks like. Okay, now, a little hit. Let's strain this beautiful sidecar into these half-rimmed cocktail glasses. Jesus, I'm making a mess today. There we go. And a little bit more on that one because Jesus is watching. And we're gonna use my orange twist, which I just used the peel. Take a look at that. I barely got any white on it. I really just try to get the outside skin. So barely any of the white is on there. I'm just gonna twist it around the part of the glass that doesn't have the sugar. Give it a twist, get those oils in there, nom nom nom. Okay, plop, and guess who's getting the first one? It's you! And also, happy Father's Day. I was wrong last week. Cheers, everyone.